Bam. Bam. My peoples. My peoples. Going on over here. Happy Saturday, y'all. Moses Itauma versus Dillian Whyte. It's going down today. That's it. No more talking, no more predictions. Well, we'll do some last predictions this morning. But it's going to be an interesting fight, man. I think it's going to be one of those brutal showdowns we can look forward to. Ugh. Hold on, my peoples. We getting ready. We about to kick this thing off. Ugh. Cause I was wearing some slippers, y'all. Mosquitoes was just taking care of business out here. So had to get some socks. Moses Itauma versus Dillian Whyte, my peoples. We've been talking about that fight. We've been waiting for it. And I tell you what, man. I'm super looking forward to it. This is Moses Itauma, I would say, first real test. Tell up the tape. Here we go. I would say this is Moses Itauma's first real, opponent that is a threat. I know a lot of people are counting Dillian Whyte out, but now he's a real threat. Been on the big stage. You know about his power. And it's gonna be, the moment, the fight for Moses Itauma to come out and say, look, here I am. Check me out. Jay Will. I'm excited, Jay Smith. Good morning. Good morning, my brother. Bam. I'm excited about that fight, man. I want to see, like I said, there's a lot of people that still aren't sold on Itauma. And that's usually going to be the case when a fighter hasn't had that much experience, that much exposure. People are going to feel that way. But we're going to find out, right? I feel like this is going to be the perfect stage for Moses Itauma to come out and end the fight with an explosive knockout, highlight type of knockout. And if that happens, that's it. He's officially putting the division on notice. Right now, Itauma is a fighter that, some of us already know him, already started following up on him, but he's not a big star like that, right? He's a young fighter coming up, but he's young. He's young, only 20 years old, my people. So an explosive win is going to make his stock just explode. On the rise, baby. Jay Will. I like Sam Goodman versus Nick Ball in the fourth fight. Solid card. That's facts, my brother. I'm going to tell you like this. Sam Goodman and Nick Ball, two young, hungry, undefeated fighters. It's not too often that we see fighters of that caliber meet at that age. They're meeting up young, and I like that. I like that. You know why? Because both of these guys I can see becoming world champions in the future, regardless of how this fight plays out. So now you have two young fighters who face each other, and they'll see each other again down the line. It could be 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. They're young. So I like that fight. And of course, man, Raymond Ford versus Nova. That's going to be action-packed. Jay Will. Dillian Whyte looked in great shape during weigh-in. Yo, like I said, man, Dillian Whyte is going to be Moses Itauma's first true test. Many of us are convinced. I'm sold. Based on the eye test, I'm sold. So even though I haven't seen him with an opponent to prove it, I think tonight he's going to show us that he is who we think he is. Jay Will, Heavyweight Hrgovic is on the card today. And might get Moses next if he wins. Hrgovic is another guy who can fight, who got power, who likes to bang. He's a dangerous fighter. I think he's gonna win tonight. But what's the name of the guy? What's the name of the guy fighting Hrgovic? He's a threat. Like, he's in a very, very tough fight. Jay Will, this Whyte last stand moment. You see? Whyte right now, he needs this. He needs the big win. Because at this point, he can lose this fight badly and his stock tumbles in a way where you're going to be... Look, he's on the main event. This could be his last main event if he don't at least make it a good fight, a competitive fight. Takes Itama, forces Itama to adjust, to adapt, to overcome adversity. If Itama has to pull, from deep to get this win, then Dillian Whyte is still gonna be able to get a big fight after this, even if he loses. But if it's a brutal beating, we might not see Dillian Whyte in a main event again. This might be it for him. Clifton Dennis, my peoples. Yo, salute, Clifton. Bam. Appreciate you dropping in, my brother. So, yo, let me know what y'all think, man. Dillian Whyte, Moses, Itauma. Who y'all got winning this fight, and how do you see it playing out? So I had one person only tell me that they felt like Dillian Whyte has the experience and been on the big stage enough that he felt like that's going to be enough to beat Moses Itauma. Do you guys think that he has a shot? Or do we all say, okay, now Itama's going to knock him out? Because that's how I see it. I feel like Moses Itauma, only 20 years old, and it's like this is his moment. This is like his coming out moment to say, yo, here I am. Clifton Dennis, and a star would be born if Whyte gets slept. That's what I'm talking about. Tonight is Dillian Whyte coming out party. If he ends the show the right way. Ibrahim, Moses, do you guys have the fight going the distance and like Moses Itauma dominating on the cards, unanimous decision or a split decision? Is it competitive like that? Or is Dillian Whyte going to sleep? Is he going to be counting sheep? Is he going to be unconscious? Laid out, looking upwards, back on the float? How does it play out? I'm going to tell you guys that Moses Itauma is going to end this fight by or before round number 7. There you have it. That's my prediction for this one. Moses Itauma is going to knock Dillian Whyte out by or before round number 7. Jay Will, Dillian got a nice left hook. That's a fact. That's why I told people he's not an easy opponent. He's not somebody who's going to go there to lose. Especially those early rounds when he got that energy going. You're going to let them hands fly. Clifton Dennis, 6 rounds. I just don't know if it's a KO or TKO. I mean, yeah, the referee could step in, but Itama got that power that could be... Bing, bing, bing. That's it. A 3-piece snack box. A chicken wing. French fries. Well, no. A chicken wing. A biscuit. And a thigh. No soda. Jay Will. Moses come Coming better watch for counter left hook. Look, it's what I've been trying to tell people. For whatever reason, or just that perspective of he's gonna wash him, he's gonna wash him. You always seem to forget the ability that this guy has and what he's been able to do in the ring. Dillian Whyte's not a bum. Come on now. It's like people acting like Itama's gonna step in there with somebody who has no experience, can't fight, got no power. Dillian Whyte can fight. And he has experience. He's been on the big stage. That matters. So Itama has to be responsible with his defense to avoid getting clipped. J. Will Moses comes in better watch for the counter left hook. What I'm talking about. RJ. Abdullah Mason from LeBron James City, Cleveland, Ohio. Abdullah going to UK to start WW3 after he beat Sam Nokis. Man, listen, Abdullah Mason is such a special fighter. He's one of those guys. And when I say one of those guys, the Shakur Stevensons, the Teofimo Lopez, the Terence Crawford, the Canelo Alvarez's, Abdullah Mason is going to join that crowd, those people. You know, who's not just a great fighter and elite level talent, but who's looking to accomplish, who's looking to fight the best. That's what you're going to see in Abdullah Mason. Watch, young boy, my people. Abdullah, I think he just turned 21 years old, bro. Abdullah special. RJ Moses by 8th round. Doctor stoppage. Damn, you got a brutal beating like that? A brutal beating. The doctor's just going to have to, yo, that's it, man. He's just getting beat up. Get him out of here. Damn. Get him out of here. He getting beat up. J. Will, Dillian Whyte beat Parker. Juiced up Povetkin. You see what I'm talking about? For those who think that Dillian Whyte is just some average Joe, this dude can fight, man. He got some big wins in his resume. J. Will, solid wins. So let's see if he can turn back the clock a bit. Can he do it? See, that's why I say, even though I have Itama knocking him out, probably sleeping him, bio before the 6th or the 7th. Was it the 6th or the 7th that I said? Right around there. We can see the tape. But when you have a fighter with a lot of experience who's been on the big stage, who still got that power with him, and he's facing a young 20-year-old, in the case of Itama, he has the advantage in experience, and that can show up in the ring. It can show up in the form of him outboxing him, of him, doing things to frustrate what Itama usually does. He's going to have the advantage in ring savvy. I promise you that. So it's going to be, I think what dictates the pace of this fight is Itama's explosiveness. That's what dictates it. However, Dillian Whyte is a guy who has that power, and if he lands, your explosiveness can quickly turn into a gun-shy fighter that is hesitant to let the hands fly. So, let's see how it plays out. I have Moses Itama with the stoppage in the mid-rounds. With the knockout stoppage, now I don't see the TKO. I'm telling you, it can happen. There's all types of ways that a fight can be stopped. But I see a devastating knockout. Boom! Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, he has been put to sleep. That type of knockout. Goldie, don't think Whyte can. Oh man, anyone. He will trade and lose his shit when this will be over quick. I mean, I got it bio before the 6th or the 7th round. Let's see it. Daniel Burns Sport Highlights. Happy Saturday. Hey, everyone. John Parham in the building. The General salute. Bam. Appreciate you dropping in, my brother. RJ, Keyshawn is trash. He, Matt Devin, don't want to be his friend. Soft ass dude. I don't know. That sounds kind of irrelevant. John Parham, what happened to breakfast yesterday? Oh, I had some technical difficulties and some situations that I was dealing with. So we had to skip a date. But here we are, better than ever, harder than ever. And y'all know, the people who love boxing for breakfast, they enjoying it. And the haters, they enjoying it even more. Salute to everybody. Look, my peoples. Tonight, we have some very good fights. It's going to be very competitive. And I'm sure, my peoples, we're going to see some brutal knockouts. I don't know how many, but these fights is not going the distance. This one is not going the distance. I'm telling you that right now. This fight is not going the distance, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see some missiles. Look for the rocket launcher. Where's the rocket launcher? In this corner. And the rocket propelled grenade launcher in that corner. Because there's going to be missiles flying from both sides. Moses Itauma is going to be firing the cruise missiles. And Dillian Whyte is going to be firing the cluster missiles. I don't even know what that is. I just made it up. My point is they're going to be going at it, my peoples. They're going to be trading some nasty leather. And eventually, Itama is going to start landing the devastatingest, brutalist blows in the match. And that'll lead to the stoppage. Crushdale legend. Moses the future. So, look, man, at only 20 years old, Moses Itauma, he's going to be around for a long time. And the thing is that he's young, strong, aggressive, got power, both hands. If today is really going to be his coming out party and he's going to put the heavyweight division on notice, it's the perfect time for him to do it in devastating fashion. And guess what? From that point on, Moses Itauma, the haters are going to go after him hard. You know why? Because now he's going to be like, oh, who he beat? Who he only beat? Hey, watch Dillian Whyte. That narrative now is going to start about him, about how he didn't beat nobody. But the kid is only 20 years old, my people. 20 years old. Are we really going to start pressuring a 20-year-old that you got to fight this and you don't have the names and you don't have the legacy fights? The dreaded legacy fights that people like to bring. 20 years old, my peoples. So this kid can very well be the future of the heavyweight boxing division. Right here, Moses Itauma. I want you guys to consider this. And tell me I'm right or I'm wrong. Moses Itauma, at 20 years old, if you take into account the heavyweight division is going to be up for grabs real soon. Think about Usyk. How old is he? Like 38 years old? Fury, close to 40. If you look at the heavyweights who've been the top dogs, they're older already. The heavyweight division is going to be up for grabs to the new generation coming up. Terra Moana. Ooh, he can fight. I don't even know why I can't even say my man's name normally. I got to say Terra Moana. He can fight, bro. And he's in his 20s. I think he's 26 years old. But Itauma, at 20, he can be the future of the division, my people. That is no cap. Crushdale legend. Why has no how but not really a skill set? White has the know-how but not really a skill set. Now, I can't agree. White has skills. You know, he's not the fastest guy or not maybe the most technically sharp, but I say he has a good skill set. Very good with his feints, very good counter puncher. He does things that require a certain level of skills. John Parham, Jay Smith, what do you think about giving Jay Will the wrench back? He will get my vote. Well, first of all, Jay Will, salute to you. The general has spoken. You shall get your wrench back. There you go, John. He got it. He's in the building. Goldie, I would like to see Andy Ruiz versus Moses next. Fast hands. That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure if Moses Itauma is ready for Andy Ruiz for his very next fight. You know, it will be a tough opponent. It will be tough for them to just throw him in there versus a world championship caliber fighter, experienced fighter who's been on the biggest stage like Andy Ruiz. I think he could be ready for Ruiz in a couple of years. Wait till he's like 23, 24. But at 20, that's a tough ask, bro. That's tough. It's a tough one. Jay Will, salute, my brother. Bam. That's a tough ask. Look, in my opinion, with this kid being only 20 years old, there is no need to rush him. None. You don't have to. You can actually wait 2 more years fighting highly ranked opponents. Focus on fighting real good opponents. Because at 20 years old, yo, this kid hasn't even developed his man strength yet. Look, he knocking people out brutally. And he ain't even developed his man strength yet. So, there's no need to force him right away. Yo, go against the big dogs. Let's make you a champion. Because remember, once you become a world champion, that pressure's going to be different. Now, everybody gunning for you. And at 20 years old, there's no need for that type of pressure. And, what's the guy's name? Frank Warren. Frank Warren said that they could have pursued the title shot if they wanted to. But he doesn't need to rush him. And I like that. As a promoter, he's protecting his fighter. He's protecting his investment. Because it's a business, right? So at 20 years old, you're going to hear, you know, especially the haters, he ain't beat nobody. Put him against this guy. Put him against... Nah. Put him against highly ranked opponents. Put him up against good fighters. Put him up against fighters that are going to push him. But you don't need to go after the best, after the top dogs. At 20 years old. For what? For what? John Parham, he will be champion at 22. That's what I'm talking about. 22, 23. That'll give him 2 more years to develop his man strength. Because like I told you, at 20, think about when you was 20 and then how going forward you started getting stronger and physically bigger after that. So, come on now. Goldie, what age was Mike Tyson champion? If I'm not mistaken, he was... Nah. Mike Tyson was either 20 or 21. Mike Tyson was 20 or 21. I can't remember off the top of my head. Goldie, okay, Moses is 21 in December. So at 20 years old, like I said, man, there's no need to rush him. There's no need. And then you can see that's a sign of greatness. When people start saying things like, well, Mike Tyson, when he did it, you're already putting Moses Itama's name next to Mike Tyson. So subconsciously, we're already seeing what this kid is going to be. When you already start making those type of comparisons. If we look at Every single heavyweight boxing champion that is active right now, the heavyweights, they all became champions in their 30s. Usyk was in his 30s when he became a world champion. Um, AJ was in his 30s, I think, when he became a champ. Well, I'm not sure about AJ. But Wilder was in his 30s when he became a world champion. Ruiz. Like, all these guys, a lot of them, I could have missed it with Reese because I don't know off the top of my head. But a lot of these guys became champion in their 30s. And look who we bringing up. Mike Tyson, who retired over 20 years ago. When did Mike Tyson do it? That shows you Moses Itauma is a special fighter. He's a special fighter. I will say, this fight, it just doesn't go the distance. It just doesn't. I just don't see. And you know what's part of the reason why I don't see this fight going 12 rounds? Because Dillian Whyte is not a defensive fighter. He's not a guy who you're going to hit and he's going to go in a shell. Boom, 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 and try to... Dillian Whyte is a guy who you're going to hit and he's going to be fighting back. Boom, 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 boom. And getting hit in exchanges. So, what do I expect? Him getting clipped in an exchange with a big shot. Boom. Itama ends it with a brutal knockout. Devastating blow. Before yesterday, people were saying that Nova is a bum, that Ray Ford is just going to wash him, that this is going to be an easy fight. Let me tell you something, my people. Nova can fight. He one of these Cuban fighters who got, real good footwork, real good movement, got power, got pop, can counterpunch. He's a good fighter, man. But the usual narrative of, oh, he lost, he's not good. He can't fight. Look who he lost to. Losing doesn't mean that a guy can't fight, man. This is going to be a good one. Nova is going to be competitive. He's going to be looking to beat Ray Savage. He's not... I have people tell me that he's just there to get paid. Like, they think this guy just there... Like, Nova's there to get washed. Come on, man. Nova's not there to get washed, my peoples. He's there to put up an effort to beat Ray Savage. Come on now. Don't sleep on him. Do not sleep on Nova, my peoples. Plus, he got the best mascot in boxing. I gotta give him that. Gotta give Nova the best mascot in boxing. Jake Paul copied off of him. That big robot that Jake Paul be having with him. I haven't seen it for a while. But Nova's the guy who started showing up with a huge mascot. Hold on, my peoples. Because we just got a real good card. And I already told y'all, all of these fights, they not going the distance. Maybe some will. Maybe some will. But they not all going the distance. Come on now. They not. So, Goldie, take a quick 30-minute break. And when you come back, try to stay on topic. Talking a little bit too much about Mike Tyson. We not on Mike. We on tonight's fights. It's tonight. It's going to be some good fights going on. Mike Tyson retired. That's another group that they talking about Mike Tyson. We talking about current events. J Max, I'm back, Jack. Ooh, J Max is in the building. Salute, my brother. Bam, appreciate you dropping in. 713, ya dig? Ya dig? What's the deal, family? So, Ray Savage, like I just told y'all, versus Nova. That's going to be a real good fight. It's going to be competitive. I got Ray Savage winning it, of course. He's one of my favorite fighters. Shakur Stevenson done told y'all Done told ya that Ray Savage was one of the best boxers in the world. Shakur ain't cap. That's all I'm gonna tell you. He never capped. Nick Ball versus Sam Goodman. Oh man, I'm really looking forward to this one, man. This is one of those fights where it's young fighters from the UK who are not, superstars, who are not very famous, and they're very good. They're both undefeated. They both did a win. It's gonna be a good fight, my people. It's gonna be a good one. NSK Bank, what up, How you, my boy? What's the deal, my G? Appreciate you dropping in. My peoples, this is gonna be a heck of a fight. Nick Ball versus Sam Goodman. My peoples. Two young, hungry lions who are very talented, who both have the skill set, the talent to become world champions, and they're facing each other young. Somebody's gonna walk out of there with an L tonight. It's gonna be a good one. So if you don't know these guys, if you haven't watched them, trust me, tonight you're gonna see what they about. They both can fight. Really looking forward to that one. Clifton Dennis. I'm betting that Ball and Goodman will go the distance. Wish me luck. I think it can go the distance, man, but damn, it's a good fight. One thing that I know, it will be competitive. They will go back and forth. They both gonna win rounds. And ultimately, the guy who wants it more is gonna walk out of there with a W. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. Liam, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Liam. Salute. John Parham, J. Will. They were saying last night in Pro Box chat, it's only 10, so I'm confused. Liam J. Smith, I want to tell you, but you're going to be mad, so then don't tell me. Shit. I want you to react to UFC 319. It's the best ever. Kazmat versus DDP. It's amazing. You want me to react to that fight? I'll think about it. Because it's not like I hate UFC. Is that we 100% boxing. But I'll think about it. Maybe I'll react to it. You got me intrigued by telling me it's the best and all that. Jay Will, good man. Has some good skills. It's Nick's relentless pressure and pop that could be the X factor. I'm going to tell you what. I got Nick winning the fight. But shit, man. It's close. It's close. It's competitive. Jay Smith, is Moses' fight 10 or 12? I think it's 10 rounds. Because this isn't a title eliminator to my understanding. So, I haven't really looked into it officially. Matter of fact, we can see it right now. So, look, I'm taking a guess, right? I'm going to check out the box rec and we'll be able to confirm it real time. You know how I do, my peoples. No cap, no guessing. Fact checking. So let's see. Itauma box rec. Y'all know how we do, my people. Boxing for breakfast. Ain't no capping going on down here. Which I wanted to talk to you guys about that. You see, there you go, my brother. 10 rounds. It's 10 rounds. I'm looking at the box rec right now. And I answered that. I said 10 rounds in my answer, but I wanted to fact check myself because I don't know if maybe there's some intercontinental title on the line or some Commonwealth title I never heard of on the line and it's going 12. But no, it's a 10 rounder for sure. But it doesn't really matter, it's not going the distance anyway. It could have been 10 rounds, 12 rounds. Somebody getting knocked out early anyways. They could have made it whatever they wanted it to be. Liam, Canelo versus Bud on the way. Less than 30 days. Less than 30 days for Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. By the way, my peoples, look, we're going to have to talk about Canelo versus Bud, man. Yeah, y'all push me to do it. But before we do it, let me just say, welcome to a brand new episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning, my people. We talking boxing. Y'all gonna make me talk about Canelo. Y'all gonna make me talk about Terence Crawford. Y'all gonna make me talk about the bullshit that's going on social media with these two fighters. So now I'm going to give y'all the real deal Holyfield. Golden Rod, Bud by decision. That's what I got. That's how I see it. Now, can you guys explain to me your logic on why Terence Crawford is such a hated fighter? Why is Terence Crawford such a hated fighter? Tell me where I'm wrong here, right? Here's an athlete who takes care of his kids, who's known for being in the gym, who's not out there getting in trouble, who we don't see just partying all the time, who we don't see involved in controversies. Oh, he got into a fight in the streets, or he got a gun, or he hit somebody in a bar. He not getting into none of that stuff. The guy literally lives the life of a role model. So why is Crawford so hated to the point where people lie about him? People make up stuff out of thin air just to try to diminish him. Whether it's discredit his opponents, whether it's discredit him, whether it's say that he's on steroids, everything just to diminish a guy who does nothing wrong in life but be a great role model and a great championship caliber fighter. I cannot look at Terence Crawford and even see anything that I could hate about him. What can I point out? What can I see in this athlete that tells me I don't like him and I'm going to go against him no matter what? I don't understand it. And the hate that Terence Crawford used to get, it's like it multiplied times 10 after he pummeled Errol Spence. It multiplied times 10 after he put the Swiss beats on Errol. This is boxing. I'm ready for Canelo and Crawford. I'm not ready for UFC. We ready for boxing over here. So when you come back, we talk boxing, family. So my peoples, why is Terence Bud Crawford arguably the most hated fighter in boxing today when this guy's literally a role model in real life and a great fighter inside the ring? One of the most accomplished fighters in boxing today. Yet you have these YouTubers whose main focus is to attack Crawford almost every day. What is going on? Why would you make up fake stories about a fighter to diminish him? Why would you try to pick apart and discredit all of his opponents? Why would you try to literally say that the guy's doing something that he's never proven to have ever done? Juan Ocasio, I felt after Spence, Bud was getting love. Now the YouTubers just trying to get the views. Nah, man, after Spence, Bud was getting love. Bro, but after Spence, the same people who spent weeks saying that Errol was too big and was gonna knock Crawford out, those are the same people that changed from that to know because the car accident and the eye and Spence wasn't the same. The same people that had Spence winning are the ones that shifted into excuse mode the moment he got pummeled. They started hating on Crawford even harder. In fact, that's the same crowd that's now selling the steroid narrative and the Victor Conti narrative and the conspiracies. Those are the people making stuff out of thin air to attack Terence Crawford. But I ask, why? Why would your strategy to gain attention be to attack a guy who's a motherfucking role model and a great athlete? Like, yo, these YouTubers be wilding out. And the craziest part about it is that there's a lot of these YouTubers that they just looking for the views and for the likes, and they say shit looking for views and likes, but then you have a bunch of people that follow them, and they start repeating them same dumb, goofy ass point of views. Like, Goofy, you don't understand that he's only saying that for like and views? You sound goofy as hell repeating it. He trying to get the views. He's trying to get the traffic on his YouTube channel and his Facebook group. They trying to get that traffic. So they selling these goofy ass narratives. But they get all of their followers to start repeating the same narrative, the same talking points. And before you know it, you start to realize Terence Crawford has groups and groups and groups across social media platforms whose main focus is just to discredit him. That's it. That's what we do in this group. We post fake narratives and fake conspiracies about Terence Crawford. How could this fighter be so hated? I could never understand the answer, my peoples. I can't understand it. That's all I'm saying. Whoa, what up? Where the link? Oh, my brother Greg Hackett in the building, in the house. So check it. Yo, Greg, this is what I'm going to do. Because for this live, I don't got the link. I'm going to end this live right now, start it over, and send you the link so we could get down, my boy. So my peoples, you see it, Greg Hackett is in the building. I'm going to end this live, and he's going to join this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. And we're going to talk boxing like we do, my peoples. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Yo, Greg,